AITA for asking the lady sitting next to me at a concert to stop knitting. I went to a concert tonight at a seated venue to see a folk singer. The music is relatively tame, quiet, and fairly emotional in my opinion. Seeing this artist is a pretty immersive music experience, at least for me. I was really excited to see this particular show at a seated theater, where it's easier to just focus on the music. I'd venture a guess that most of the people who would go to this type of show are going because they're emotionally invested in this person's music. The show starts, and I notice the woman sitting directly next to me is knitting. Odd, I thought, but okay. But as the show went on, I kept finding myself so distracted by this knitting. I must have tried for a solid 30 minutes to ignore it, but the constant motion in my peripheral vision, the quiet clicking of the needles kept stealing my attention away from the show. After a while, I felt like I couldn't focus on the show at all, and all I could think about was whether I should try to politely say something. The woman was with a partner, and I noticed on their other side there were 2-3 open seats. So I finally worked up the courage to politely say something. I thought the best and least disruptive way to do that was to write a note on my phone and show it to her. So that's what I did. The note said, "This is a direct copy-paste. I'm so sorry to ask, and I know this is probably ridiculous, but the knitting is distracting me from enjoying the show. Would you mind either stopping or moving one seat over? Again, I'm sorry idk. I assumed anyone who whereupon in public, and especially someone at this kind of very chill show, was probably a generally chill human. So I was not expecting the kind of negative reaction that followed. The woman gave me the nastiest look, let out an angry sigh, threw her hands up, dramatically stuffed her knitting stuff into her bag, huffed and puffed to her partner, and then got up and completely left the show. I was so baffled by how angry she got, especially since I tried really hard to phrase this as politely as I could. I even considered that maybe there are reasons beyond my understanding why someone might not be able to sit still during a show and might need to keep their hands busy. Neurodivergence, some sort of recovery, some other reason. So, I really tried to avoid speaking up out of sensitivity. And again, it's why I included the suggestion that maybe she could just slide over instead of stopping completely. I realized that knitting is definitely not the most disruptive thing a person could do. And I couldn't tell if me asking her to stop was unreasonable, and maybe I should have just sucked it up, but I thought I was polite about it. And I'm still just really shocked at how mad she got, and even more shocked that she completely left the show halfway through the set. So AITA for asking her to stop knitting or move one seat over AmItheAsshole. I think the use of the word concert is misleading people here, and people might think concert loud environment. This was a fairly quiet folk show at a theater, as opposed to a rock or pop concert at an arena. The room was dead silent outside of the performance itself. The set included some full band songs, some solo acoustic, some that were just vocals, fiddle, guitar. The needles did make a clicking sound, probably equivalent to someone typing on their phone with long nails.